Our next speaker is a remarkable young mind who beautifully blends science and technology in his journey. Michael Ndudi is his name. He's a backend and machine learning engineer with hands-on experience building intelligent systems and automating real-world processes with AI. He's a 400-level student of University of Lagos. What makes his story even more impressive is that he's a biochemistry student of the University of Lagos, and also proving that your academic discipline doesn't limit your path in tech. And I want to let you know here that education is not a scam. It's not a scam at all. It's a proof to that. Today, he'll be sharing insights on how young professionals and students can break into AI and what he's able to bring in from the health aspect. Please join me. Welcome, Michael Ndudi.
Thank you so much, Mexibog, for bringing me on. It's a pleasure to be here. And I'll be speaking about AI for healthcare and research. As Mexibog has said, I am a biochemistry student, and we mostly do the research for healthcare and also like the life science research for healthcare. That's what the biochemistry is geared towards. So I was hoping that I could speak about like how AI is also like revolutionizing my field, revolutionizing the life sciences or even healthcare in general. So for those that are new to AI, we've been hearing AI since the beginning of the school. So like, what does AI actually mean? So basically, AI is like any technique that enables computers to mimic human behavior. And in the whole artificial intelligence Venn diagram, there is AI, there's machine learning and deep learning. We see these words coming up, in this meeting, like in everyday conversations, anytime we're talking about AI. So AI is a very broad term, but then machine learning and deep learning are sort of subsets under AI. So what machine learning entails is that, trying to build projects that aren't pre-programmed, meaning that it is not static. The machine is able to like make decisions based on like the data that it currently gathers. So the results are not static, and the machine can learn from current data and give real outputs based on like current data that is happening. And deep learning is also like a subset of machine learning. And what that does is extract patterns from data using neural networks. So now, how can we apply AI to healthcare? So AI can be used for a lot of, AI has been making like so many new impacts in healthcare, especially when it comes to like digital imaging. For example, you can use AI to like make models like convolutional neural networks that can be used to analyze different medical images. Um, a couple of a couple of while ago, maybe this year, I built a project that was able to like detect if a mammogram, that is like a breast cancer sort of like medical image, if it's malignant or benign, meaning that we can even use like AI models to predict if um, breast cancer is a particular image of breast cancer has a particular image of breast mammogram has if it's cancerous or if it's not. So like that specific use case can have like impacts, so many impacts in healthcare in general. And it's just like proving that, medical diagnostics and also like detecting even medical diagnosis or even like predicting illnesses can be hugely impacted by AI. And this is not a bad news because it's looking at Africa and Nigeria, for instance, where there's like so much medical deficit in terms of we don't even have the infrastructure, we don't have as much trained personnel, and even the people that we train are consistently leaving the country for like greener pastures. So we have like a healthcare deficit in Nigeria. If we have systems in place or even technology in place to fill in the gap and ensure that people from like the most remote part of Nigeria can have access to quality healthcare, I think that is something that everybody should be inspired by, for how AI could make something as that could how AI could actually like bridge the gap between access and healthcare. So, like I said, AI can be used to like create models that could analyze, medical imaging, and to some extent, they are so accurate that some of these images can even like make up to like 98% accuracy of detecting if like all these medical images have tumor, or even like detecting fractures or whatnot. So and also because I think we don't have as much time. But before I proceed, I feel like it's best sorry, I was hoping to share my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen. It's screen shared here. But
Thank you.
it's facing okay, okay, it's okay now.
Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That's absolutely fine. So um, we can even use like AI to like analyze like CT scans, MRI of even like to detect fractures and even tumors in medical images. So I think that's a very excellent use case. And you can even use AI to sort of predict your illness. Like if you give it biomarkers for like different tests that you have done. For example, previously I worked in a lab where we were conducting like blood tests and other like chemical tests and all of this with patient samples to um, sort of like streamline, okay, what is actually wrong with that patient. So with artificial intelligence or AI, you can even build a model that take all of this data from like the patient's test results and all of that to actually streamline to decide, okay, what exactly is wrong with this patient. And this is not just happening now. We see there's actually like so many AI chatbots where one could actually explain their symptoms to a particular AI chatbot, and the AI chatbot can actually use the wealth of medical information to streamline your illness and sort of like um, recommend actual like solutions to your problem. And I think that this is actually like an amazing use case of AI in healthcare. So now, this is the other part that I'm also quite interested in because there's the healthcare part of things, trying to like the patient-facing side of healthcare, but there's also the research part of healthcare, things like drug discovery. Even though doctors are treating patients, they're also like life sciences and biologists and biochemists and also healthcare professionals that are also like at the back researching drugs and trying to ensure that we push the boundaries of healthcare and make sure that every day new solutions are being discovered for drugs for illnesses that don't have cure, like cancer or even like Alzheimer and all of these contaminating illnesses. So yes, AI has been making excellent or so much impact in research. So, like I said, I'm a biochemistry student, and there's something we call protein folding, like trying to predict how like a protein folds. Normally, this is done chemically, like experimentally in the lab. That's in a wet lab, trying to like use X-ray crystallography or like other wet lab tools to do that. But now we can use AI to sort of like simulate how a particular protein would fold, or a particular enzyme, or even a particular drug can be able to interact with certain um, molecules in the body. And this is like so much impactful because naturally this will take us like months in the lab to sort of like discover or sort of like predict a particular protein fold. But with a matter of like seconds, you can use AI to simulate the protein fold. And this is so much impactful in drug discovery and also like expanding the fields of research. That even in 2024, that is just last year, the people who discovered AlphaFold. So AlphaFold is like a subsidiary of Google. Google AlphaFold by DeepMind, which is a subsidiary of Google. So the professors and also like the AI scientists that discovered this, they were awarded a Nobel Prize in 2020 for their work in chemistry, computational biology, and protein folding. And this is just like so much, so much impactful because um, before this current decade, 2020, we had like just a couple of hundred protein sequence or protein folding that has been discovered. But since the outcome of AlphaFold, we've been able to discover like millions of proteins or proteins folding. And this is like so much impactful because that they're able to like just because that's been able for you to um engineer your research and even like use them for vaccine development. Even in 2020, we're wondering how come like vaccine were developed so quickly. But it's because of the impact of AI and impact of technologies like this. That's why we can speed up the vaccine development process and also develop like um, new cures for certain diseases. So why does AI matter as a healthcare professional or a researcher? So like as a student, I've been able to see how AI and machine learning can carve out new disciplines in the life sciences. Now there are new disciplines that are coming out like bioinformatics, computational drug design, computational biology, cheminformatics that are just coming out as a result of like the so much impact or the revolutionary impact of AI. And this is so amazing. So how can you get started in AI as maybe you're a healthcare professional or you're a life science researcher and you want to like, okay, what is happening with AI? I want to see how I can use it to sort of like work on, use it to like impact what I'm working on or whatever research I'm actually doing. So at first, you have to have a basic understanding of Python because that's like the language that is mostly used for AI and machine learning. Then also it might be impactful or it in the long run to be useful if you have a strong mathematical or statistical background. I think other speakers have mentioned that. And also there are so many data sets that are available online. Um, Data sets on like chest x-rays, data sets on like different mammograms. Like if you go to Kaggle, you see like so many data sets, healthcare data sets that you can even use to build your model. So many data sets exist. Although majority of them might not be Nigerian specific. I think that is currently a conversation that is going on in Africa that we need to create data that represent create more data that represents Africa or our Africa, but still you can be able to build a solution to a problem with the available data set. So there's so much data that exists, and you can explore them and see how you can, build a model that could be able to like streamline maybe healthcare diagnostics or even your research. Then you can try beginner projects or try to build like so many things um, online. So that is all I want to say. Thank you so much for having me on this call. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. Just like I said, he was able to deliver beyond what I was even expecting.